keep it regular. I mean, there is definite truth to that. But also, it's those 1%, as we say in any business. We can never predict when we're going to need good advertising or when we're going to need to leverage off the fact that we're in front of people. So I believe, just to cover off on it, it's got to be done all the time. Doesn't take a lot of energy, doesn't take a lot of effort. You can scale up and scale down as much as you need. But these basic fundamentals are like going to the gym, right? You warm up, do your exercises, you work the different groups of muscles, and you do it consistently, produces results. So that's what I'll be talking about today or tonight. And these are things that I implement in my business, yeah? So they're tried and tested, yeah? They work, they're iterative, so they're always changing and evolving. So some of the stuff I'll show you tonight it's very much suited to small business, right up to sort of mid and even large. I mean, they probably implement a few different things on a bigger sort of scale, bigger footprint, but definitely small to medium business. This is right on the money. Cool?
Sounds like a plan. Excellent.
What I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump straight in and I'm going to share my screen because it's probably the best way to do this. So what I'll do, just bear with me. I'm clearly a Zoom professional. Cool. So where we're going to start here, look, Google My Business. So I'm going to go to just a basic doc here, just mapping out the points, some of the stuff that I use. The Google My Business page, that's probably number one actually before we even get to Buffer. So bear with me. I'll just put that in there as number two. So very important that your details on your Google business page is up to date. It's Google My Business. This is ours here, as you can see. It's pretty easy. It's probably changed a lot. If any of you have been in business now and you've used this fleetingly like last year before, it's probably changed considerably. And some of the big changes in this are insights, obviously the ability to add, to create ads within this too, that actually pull the data and see how many visitors, you're gaining each week. They've actually even added now, and this is the cool thing with Google My Business, yeah, it's constantly being updated. It's not something they've created in 2015, it's sat there. The amount of advancements they have on this thing just mind-blowing at the moment. They've got update online appointments. You can update your business hours. You can post purely on COVID-19. So however your business is being affected, you might be a restaurant, you've had to move to takeaway, other advancements, or just stuff you want to, share with your customers and the general public. But also just posting in general is a big factor on here. We use it a lot. I probably post just as much on here as I do on Instagram, more so than Facebook and everywhere else, and LinkedIn. So you can see here, these are the posts that we put on, and nothing's, there's nothing off limits with this. It does have some restrictions on types of content, obviously, depending on what you're in. But what I recommend is you just go in and set up your details. So just go to info, make sure that your categories are correct. Okay, very important. So we'll just run through the basic fundamentals of this. Categories, very important. Business name, also where you're located. Now this is important because if you get the physical address incorrect, or there's an error, it can have a bit of an effect on your rankings on Google. Now this is what we call a ground and pound SEO approach, right? Like Google have set up their ecosystem and platform that eventually they will put SEO companies out of business. Yeah, and you can see how they're building this out constantly with all the changes and all the cool stuff that's going on, that they're putting the control back into the business owners' hands, yeah, which is fantastic, yeah. Then they'll hit you up for, SEO and AdWords, so they'll get your money somehow. But listings, make sure that you're in the right category. Your address is correct, so it's right on the map. The areas that you service, the business hours, even down to the holidays. I go down and I if we're not open on Easter, I put it on there. Now it takes a little bit to go through all of this, but it's very important. and then you've got obviously your phone number. Depending on what business you're in, you can have appointment links, you can add products, and you can see here with the services, very important to just go through the prompts, and Google will just prompt you next step, which is really good. And then you can link your website. Obviously, very important to do that. Again, they're trying to sell this website. I mean, this is a basic sort of Google website that you could set up. So if you don't have a website, you could actually just create one from here, which isn't silly. If you just want, maybe 2 or 3 pages, put on a few images, this is like literally, it costs nothing.
And then if you don't have a website, the Google search, when it finds you, it links to that one, doesn't it?
Yeah, correct. So, look, and I will rewind a little bit. If you're in the Google ecosystem, that's with Gmail and G Suite, which is the suite of products that Google hold, and that includes your calendar and Google Docs and all the rest of it, and Drive, which we use a lot. It all sort of links in. So once you're in this ecosystem, it really works well. I was with Windows for a long time, and then I went over to this, and it's completely different. And it's fantastic. Everything links together and works when you get it going properly. So if you don't have a website, bare bones, just create one here. And I kid you not, you'll spend maybe an hour, 2 hours, and you'll have something concrete ready to go. Cool. Reviews, very important. Cool. I thought 2.5 years ago that in my business, how hard it was to get a review. And I thought there must be a better way, right? Like it's word of mouth. Oh, hey, could you leave me a Google review? But once I found a bit of a niche on how to not only produce good work, so in business, it's important that you produce what you say you're going to produce and you deliver, and service. That's a big part of what we do. But after 2.5 years, it turned into 65-star reviews. So it's just become like putting on your socks in the morning, yeah. And this is rinse and repeat, right? So what I actually do in that regard is I copy a link, and Google will show you this too. We just copy a link from the Google business listing, and all I do, I'm in my email here, guys. I've got a canned response. So I go into templates. Now this is the Google ecosystem as well. These are canned responses. I've got anything that I do more than 2 or 3 times, I create a canned response. Down payment, invoices, installation date. Really, really simple. And I've got one down here somewhere for Google review. There we go. Where is it? There it is, Google review. So I just click that.
Are they not in alphabetical order?
No, so yeah. So
is it by date or something that they were created?
Is.
Right, okay.
It is, yeah. See, I could probably play around with that a bit more.
Yeah.
But let's just say here, I'll take out my signature. But that's just put it in there. Hope you're well, courtesy email, finished images I've seen look great. And I mean, you can word this however you like, right? But I just say like an honest review. You don't want to sort of twist someone's arm and, hey, could you leave us a review? It's just leave us an honest one. What I do, this is the Google business page link here. I've got a Facebook business page as well. So very important you're covering off on platforms, because not everyone is in the Google ecosystem. What I mean by that, if they don't have a Gmail account, they'll need to create one to leave a Google review. All right. So just bear that in mind. So that's why I offer Facebook, and I also offer LinkedIn. Now, if you've got a very corporate client, like we have some that would just not even consider Facebook, I just go straight to LinkedIn and ask for the referral, not the referral, but the review on LinkedIn. So, and again, this is set and forget. I literally go in there, and after a job's been completed, I know the client's happy. I'll do a phone call, and I can follow up again with this. And I've even got an auto follow-up that will send a follow-up email to the review. Hey, you might have been busy and missed this. Would you mind leaving us a review? I call it money on the floor. A review is fantastic. You can't, discount the value of it. So do follow up. It's like quotes or clients or sales leads, always following up. Cool.
Fantastic.
What did you mean by automatic follow-up?
Yeah, so if I get, I'll probably jump, I don't want to jump ahead too far from the Google ecosystem, but I also use a system that's called Rebump, right? So I select this little thing down here. Now, this is a Google plugin as well for Gmail. So again, leveraging the beauty of plugins from Gmail. Now, Rebump, what this does is I can actually go into this Rebump system and just set up some right up to like 5, 6, 7, or 8 auto replies in emails, and I can segment them into whatever I want. And you can set dates or the duration between the follow-ups and the types of follow-ups. So this is really good. So if you've got appointments, so say, David, you book someone, and it might be, hey, just letting you know, you're due for, an appointment. And then you just hit that Rebump and it'll send if you haven't heard from them, like they don't reply with an email, then it will send another email as you scheduled, 2, 3, 4 days apart. Hey, haven't heard from you. Hope everything's all right. If I don't hear from you, I'll give you a call next week. Yeah.
Is this all part of the Google My Business platform?
No. Well, this is in Gmail specifically. So this is actually it's actually a plugin in the Gmail.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I've jumped ahead a little bit, but you did ask about the auto follow-up. So, and this is beautiful. So when the person replies, it just automatically turns it off. Yeah. So it's not going to send them.
Right.
Yeah, not going to send them silly replies and.
It's not going to keep sending the reply after they've replied.
That's right. Yeah.
That's clever.
And that is the beauty of it. We do a lot of estimates with sign production and signage. And when I send a quote, that's automatically engaged. 2 days later, it follows up. So I'm not actually following up the clients, physically having to remember. It does it for me, and then it'll segment. I've got 3 replies over 10 days. Yeah. And it is simply the last. And we could probably bunker down on another time on this system, but I use that. While we're here for reminders and plugins on Gmail, Boomerang's a fantastic little thing that I use as well. This allows me to send an email and just boomerang it. What it does, look, if I haven't heard from you in 2 hours, it'll send the email back. Cool.
What do you mean send it back? Send it back to them again?
No, it'll send it back to me to say this person hasn't read this.
Right.
So if you got something critical or non-critical, say for instance, I work with an engineer, I need to hear from him within a week. I know I do. Instead of me just putting on a list and then having to expand that list and go through it, I can just hit 1 week, send, job done, and it'll remind me if he does not contact me to go, oh, yeah, cool. And then you might ring them or flick off another email. So
right.
Boomerang's really good like that. And as the name suggests, it just boomerangs it back if you haven't heard from the person. Yeah.
And what was the other plugin called again?
Rebump.
Rebump.
Bump. That's the one there. Cool.
Thank you.
So with Rebump, can you set up different replies per the type of template or something like that?
Yeah, you can. Yep. So depending on what you're sort of targeting, what you're using it for, you definitely can set up different ones. And it's the basic plan's $5 like a month for the basic. And then once you start to expand it, like you want to add different rebumps or bumps as they call it, it costs a little bit more. But yeah, it's really smart way, and it's a bit more personal than like the MailChimpy sort of stuff, and that's what I like about it. So so that's really cool in that space. So a little bit sideways, but cool. So that's how I literally just set up in the canned response, or they call it templates now, and send off that Google review. Very, very important for your business. And I didn't realize how much, but when you type in Signs Melbourne, our map listing just started to come up all the time. And that's like, you got to remember Google's this huge juggernaut, and they're going to put themselves front and center over, even their own ads and even their own SEO. So, at some point in time, when you search for Signs Melbourne, we'll be number 1 on the map listing. We'll be there in AdWords, so we'll be at top again. So we 1, 2, and then number 3 on SEO organic search, which is crazy. It's like, who are you going to ring? Just ring these 3 guys, which are all the same business. So
have you done anything with regard to extra SEO to get that to happen, or just the reviews is enough to bring it up? or are you paying, you know, 10, 20, 30, $40 a week on SEO or?
Yeah, SEO has been a big part of our marketing budget. I don't call it an expense, it's an investment. And that's been the case for probably 12 years on and off. But
Yep.
we've probably only had 2 years over that time not doing SEO. It's just one of those things. Our budget, based on like a business that turns over sort of 1.5 to 2 mil a year, you know, ours is about 1,500 a month.
Wow.
And that's cheap. The only reason it's that cheap is because the company who does it for us, I did his signage about 11 years ago in his first office when he had 2 employees, and now he's grown to have, I think it's up to 40 full-timers. And yeah, he's just sort of grown. So I always get the good rate. But you could expect to pay maybe, you know, in between that 1,500 and 2,000 a month, 2,500, depending on who you go with.
Right.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
But you know, you can't discount the fact of professional help. But when I discovered Google My Business and I regularly post on it, like the benefits of them together, it's just like a superpower. Yeah, like it works really well. And then you can start to look in and track and measure what's actually producing the return on investment. You know, look, if you've got a spare 5 minutes at any time of the day, if I have my choice to post, I post on here just because it's nice and easy. And you can post anything on here too, which is fantastic. You got products as well. So if you sell stuff, you can actually just, you know, we've got products here that, you know, people can just jump on. If you've got Shopify, WooCommerce, you can put buy now buttons. You know, it's kind of awesome, right?
Wow.
Sorry about that. So,
Can you go into the analytics of it at all?
Yeah, you can. So you've got to have a linked account. So that would be with your AdWords account. So we've got ours linked with that. I won't go into it now.
No, that's all right.
But yes, you can link
So
your AdWords account.
All right. And what are the insights? That's what I was actually more.
Yes. Yeah. So the insights are basically, you know, queries used to find your business. Okay. So this is where Google are taking the work away from the SEO companies. Yeah. So, I mean, you can get all this in the back end from any SEO platform that supplies you, you know, if you're on a monthly retainer, they can supply all this, you know, within your account. So this is great. We can see here some of the keywords that people have been searching for. So like neon was huge, or it has been, you know, like last year, it was just all people wanted was neon. So it's like, well, cool. So our product offering is geared a little bit more towards that. Yeah. And we start posting a bit more of it and just generating a bit more buzz around it. So you can go through that. Obviously discovery, direct, and obviously branded. So this is a new one too. So again, it just changes all the time with Google. Direct means obviously who's found your listing by searching for our name or address, which is great. A business that's been around for over 12 years means it's got a bit of a standing in the you know, business community, and people are actually just typing in LF signs to find us. Yeah, which is good.
Yep.
Discovery, customers who found your listing by searching for a category, product or service. So that's a pretty good number as well. Cool.
Amazing.
Now, yeah, this one here, David, that was a really good question. That here's the map listing. This is some of the stuff that really sort of tweaked my interest in regards to Google My Business. And it was like the actual map listings here. So when people type in signs Melbourne, the maps just come up the top, and you'll find that, you know, maybe hairdressers Melbourne, you know, they'll always bang the map up the top. Now, if you've got, you know, good reviews and it's regularly updating stuff and posting, maps is fantastic. So you can see here, you know, we get nearly 6,200 views listings in a month. Yeah.
Yep.
And some of those figures are pretty crazy. So that's in a quarter, you know, we get just under 20,000.
It's amazing.
Luke, do you have to be paying to appear on maps?
No, you don't.
Right.
No. So that's where this in of itself, just updating your details, making sure everything's right, and regularly posting and getting Google reviews is going to serve you really well. Yeah. So And some of the other features too, when you look into Google, we don't use a lot of this because we've got other systems that we track, you know, who like calls and who visit our website. So this isn't 100% accurate, but again, it's got customer actions, you know, visit your website, request directions. Very important if you're in, you know, a different type of industry where people need to come and see you, call you and message you. So that's really cool. And even here, this is a new feature too. See, I'm learning stuff. I haven't been in here, the back end, for about 4 to 5 weeks. And you can actually see where these people are coming from. And that's because people have Google Maps. So it's all about data, right? It's crazy. So you can check that out over, see, I haven't seen this. Oh, geez, so, well, that's pretty cool. So then, you know, if you live in a different demographic, might be country, metro, you can see where most of our work comes from, right?
Oh, it's the COVID area.
There's no hotspots there.
Except for that red spot there. Wow.
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
It's whole of Australia. Sorry about that, guys. But this is a really cool feature too, right? Because then, you know, when you do AdWords, you can actually put a ring around the radius. You know, I mean, you might get, all your work might come from Campbellfield. Yeah. And you're like, well, hang on. What's out in Campbellfield that's so special? And then you might put a ring around a certain area. Yeah. Because you can start to see that data. So this is cool. I didn't know this existed. It's new.
There you go.
There you go.
That's interesting. It gives you the days when people are calling as well. So
yeah,
when your busier days.
It is. Yeah, that's really cool. What this allows us to, David, on the phone app, it gives us a bit more of a, it's almost does it in a shaded graph. Right. And I can tell the actual busiest days of the week, by you know, the graph. But again, this isn't always accurate because we've got a phone number that's linked to our website, so people ring direct, you know, so not necessarily off here. So again, something you could track as well. The photo views. Now you can see here, businesses like us are the red line, so that's how much they're doing. Cool.
Yep.
And the blue line is us. Cool. We do flounder a bit, but then you look here and we start to really leverage off it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. But
so
just
they're
remember,
all the points where you're doing lots of marketing, or?
Yeah. Well, these are the number of times that our businesses' photos have been viewed compared to photos from other businesses in the same industry.
Cool.
And just remember, I'm only posting every second day. Yeah, sometimes that might stretch a little bit, which is not my norm, but you can see how much, like, I'm doing very little. Even if I was posting every third day, look how far ahead I am of the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is someone else posting on your behalf as well, or is it just you?
No, I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can show you again. That's how I've structured it now. We're in the middle of writing the process and procedures in regards to handing this over to, you know, someone on a bit of a, you know, part-time basis to handle the full social media and those types of accounts.
Now, can you schedule Google My Business from any of the tools?
No, so that's what I was going to get to next. That's the only downfall with this. I use a platform.
Maybe
Jerry,
that's next. You know, maybe that's coming.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like nemesis. They sort of fight against each other. It's a bit like Windows and you know,
Apple.
Macs, and Apple. Yeah, so so for that case, I'll go in a Buffer. So let me move to this, and it will make sense. So Buffer is a social media platform that allows me to link all of my social media accounts: LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, and there is a couple of other social media accounts, other ones that you can link. The beauty of this is I can create one post and share it out to all of my you know, social media accounts at the one time, which is kind of cool. And this also has features in regards to like how many people have, you know, viewed. It's linked with Instagram stories. So that'll give you reports, and that's on a higher level. I think at the moment I pay about $25 a month just for the standard account, but you can go up to 50 and get all those reports too. So, which is kind of cool. Now with Buffer, let me get back in there. So once you sign up, you'll obviously link all of your accounts, your social media accounts. And the basics are, if you're in business, it should be LinkedIn. I have a personal brand, so I've got Luke Farrar, signage expert. Very important to have that no matter what you're in. And then have your business brand as well on LinkedIn. Cool. And you can get followers for both. Obviously, Instagram's a no-brainer. Facebook's a no-brainer. Twitter, I just have because I can. And it does help with SEO. And Pinterest is a funny one. We're very visual in a very visual industry. And with Pinterest, it's kind of cool because I can just, put it in a different category. So it might be redhead hairstyles. So you can set that up in Pinterest and it's just there and just allows you to put it in there. Could be just different categories. And you'd be surprised, again, I haven't really dug down a lot in Pinterest, but we do get a fair bit of work from Pinterest, yeah? It's like Pinterest, Instagram, all those visual type platforms. So, and I'm going to share a great day. Could be anything. Cool. You add a photo, image, just add a light box or something like that. How's that? Cool. So update that.
Are you always sharing the exact same content to each of the platforms? Because sometimes, like with Twitter, you can only have so many characters, right? So
I'll show you how that works.
Are you planning different posts?
Yes. So they've worked it out in such a way. There's a couple of little things you may need to do if you're sharing to all. I'll quickly run through it and you can just review the video and go, okay, cool. This is a really smart way to do it. So I've just put in, great. Yeah. Have a great day, light box, whatever it is. Yeah. Now I've got my social media accounts up here. I'm going to put this on Facebook. I'm going to put it on my other LinkedIn account too. I've got Pinterest. Now see how this has come up and it said like, well, which category do you want to put that in? Yeah. So if you've got redhead, you've got curly hair, whatever it is, bang, I'm just going to put it in 3D signs. Cool?
Yep.
Twitter, again, you're just restricted to the amount of words. I believe, how many is it, Jerry? Is it?
I think it's 140 characters.
Yeah, 140. It'll always let you know too. So if you put too many in there, just say too many, refine it. And then I've got Instagram. So now you can see.
My question then is like, if you had like a paragraph for Facebook or something, could you tweak just Twitter, for instance, and it's still going out at the same time, but you just tweak the line to a shorter line for the Twitter one, for instance, and everything else would stay the same?
That's what it's doing here. So see how I've just put in Lightbox in Twitter?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Cool.
And you could put a link, a bit.ly link or something like that to one of the other posts somewhere else.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wow.
I think Buffer creates its own short links, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, it does. So Facebook and LinkedIn, you don't really have to do anything. There's no limit to, video or content. Twitter's a bit different, again, limited to the amount of, words you can put in there. And Pinterest, you just need to select something, a category to put it in. I always put the source code in here, and this is a funny one, but it always links back to your website. When you're on Pinterest and then you see something cool and then you're like, oh, it'll say source, where did it come from? Well, if you don't have your website in there, that's, a lost lead.
Just make sure you type your website in right.
Yeah, that's right. Illustrative purposes only, but thank you. Very important
do you have to put the HTTPS?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the guts of it. I think, again, with LinkedIn, you can put your own comment in here. Cool. And then you can put your location. It's even got a hashtag feature, so I can load up hashtags just in the back end, like for 3D signs or LED signs. And this is all done from my phone, mind you, that I'll just go in and select from my, my list of hashtags.
Yeah, first comment will just be on the Instagram one, won't it?
That's it.
Yeah, because that's where they want you to put your hashtags.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can tag people. Cool. So awesome, super awesome. And then all you have to do is go into, so it's already said, please include a valid source code or leave. So it's already screaming at me. But that's cool. Yep, lfsigns.com.au. Oh, where am I? Sorry, guy. And the dot. I'm all over it. Cool. So next step is you've got all these set up. You're ready to go. You can share now, share next, or schedule a post. Cool.
Yeah.
I do my best work probably maybe once a week. I can load up and do like maybe 6 or 7 of these in one go and just load them up. And I'll just schedule the post. I want to do this one on Tuesday at whatever time.
Right.
Yeah. So I like to think, and I use your business, David, maybe 7:30 p.m. on a, of the night, or even a little bit later might be suitable for you when people are sitting down and looking at their social media. For us, it's definitely like 9 a.m. Onwards. People get to their office and they've done their emails and then they're checking social media from a business perspective. So I'll load up Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and I can just schedule all the separate posts, or you can just hit share now and it'll send it straight away.
Have you found specific times that work best for your business? Because you had on there 10:50 and 4:39 or whatever it was on the template page.
Yeah, yep. Some are a little bit ad hoc, but we have found, I think, after 9 a.m. Is generally good. And also Fridays when you head into the weekend, I like say 6 o'clock onwards is a good one for us too. And it's more just we get a lot of sort of responses, a lot of likes, shares, and things like that.
Great.
And is the back in the day when you used to share to Instagram, you used to have to activate it on your phone, like you got a thing on your phone. You don't have to do that anymore through Buffer?
No, once you link the back end, once you link the social media accounts, it'll just ask you to link it, verify it on either platform, and then they're connected. Sometimes they do disconnect for some reason, but it's pretty good. I don't really have any issues, but it's more about just, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write 5 posts, and it could be just one pic, a block of text, and then you can just, schedule, send it. And then what will happen here is it'll all sit in here. I haven't done mine this week, but they'll sit in here, and then you can see how many you'll have in the different accounts. So you can have 5 in Twitter and 1 in LinkedIn. It just depends how much you want to post. The hack that I find, and again comes back to the fact that you can't put Google My Business posts through here. I generally start here, and I'll do my post in here, and then I'll just copy and paste it straight into Buffer. Cool?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Another way to do it too, if you're not so much into like Facebook and all the rest of it, you're a more visual arty, is do the post in Instagram, and then copy and paste the text from Instagram straight into Buffer, and then you can spit it out into these platforms. The beauty of that is you can edit the photos really well in Instagram. It crunches them down. They're still really good quality. And then you can just pull them from that Instagram post. So that's one way that I used to do it too. Yeah.
It's amazing.
So that's pretty cool.
Question.
Yeah.
Have anyone else used any other forms of things like Buffer, like Hootsuite or anything like that? Because I heard about that only a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And this looks really simple.
It is.
That's what I like about it. Yeah.
So I haven't looked at the other one at all, so I don't know if it's
Buffer. Even the free version of Buffer's pretty good. It's what I've used in the past, and it's also I've had another program hooked up to it called Q, QUUU or something, and it is it automatically creates content for different industries. So I can say I'm interested in articles about content marketing, whatever marketing, videos, blah, 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 blah. Pick all these topics and it picks articles to share to my social media.
Yeah.
It's not stuff that I've written, but it's just another thing to add to your social media that is topical if there's topics that you want to get out there.
And you're right. and that's a great way to do it. Another little hack too that we
Do you
that we
do
often,
any Google alerts, Luke?
yeah, I've got Google Alerts set up. It's mainly, look, to be honest, we're in business, right? So it's very important you protect your brand. I use Google Alerts purely for people, probably bad reviews, using our name incorrectly, misappropriating, our brand or using things that they shouldn't. That's why I use Google Alerts, which is kind of cool. Nothing's come up. Probably a few times a year it'll come up. I always put my name in too for a Google Alert. So then if something's going on with your name or it's been used somewhere else out there that it shouldn't.
I think you're on the FBI's top 10 tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, probably, in teaching them how to find things. Yeah. So I was going to say the last thing to do too, you can't forget your blog. So this is our website. And what I mean by the blog is pretty relevant here. If I go back to an article that I've posted on Buffer, cool, because this all ties in with the SEO, guys. Yeah, remember that? So in short, it should be, in the ideal world, is you've got your website, you do your blog posts, your videos, you do your long form articles here, and I'll just simply copy this post out the URL. I'll go into Buffer and I'll create a post. Okay. Now, with the link back to the website, so very, very handy. Okay. And then you can start to see, like, comments, likes, clicks. That's important. How many times did people click through this? And we can see that like 8 clicks is pretty poor, but then we can get into some other stuff. And some of the data here is pretty light on, but we've had stuff that really takes off, and there's stuff that doesn't. You know what I mean? You're just like, okay, well, this is what the crowds want. So don't forget that as well if you're writing blogs on your website, to go back into Buffer and link that through too. Cool.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
And same here with your Google business page. That they really like that stuff. If you're putting links from your website, blog, anything from your website in here and posting it through here.
Yeah. Just remember that social media like Facebook and everything like that, they won't highly show anything of yours that gets them off their platform. So
yeah,
it's all about time on platform. And so if you post a blog, or that's why if you post a YouTube video on Facebook, it doesn't rank very well because they want you staying on Facebook. But for Google, for them to be going from Google to your website, they're fine with that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that sort of supercharges your SEO too, because you're linking back from your website through this platform. So that's a really good way to look at it too. So you can message through here as well. And again, it keeps on evolving and changing. So if you don't have the budget in your business right now to do anything like spending on AdWords or SEO, this is the starting point. Yeah. I have categorically no other recommendation, but this will cost you time and photos. And once you get into the regular habit of it, you'll kill it.
And the other best thing you can be doing for your own, just if you don't have any SEO, is just to keep updating your website as much as you can. Just like you do blogs all the time, video blogs. Make sure if you are putting video blogs up on your website, make sure that you're transcribing them and putting all the words on there as well, because that helps Google find all those words that you're saying, and it gets you more points because you're writing more words. They prefer you to have pages of like 500 words long and things like that. So
are you talking about, Jerry, putting the closed captions onto the videos, or actually just like going to Rev?
Just literally transcribing what they say. So every time like I do a video for Alistair, we transcribe it as well. And I always put that in the full description in YouTube. And then if Alistair was putting these on his website, which I don't think he is yet, you just go, here's my latest video. So I do this for a builder, right? So I've called it the Builder's Blog, and we put up the video, and then we just have all the words that he said in that video.
Yeah.
Some people just like to read. So
are you going through pulling out all the ums, ahs, buts, ifs?
Yeah,
Shits,
yeah,
fucks, and all
yeah,
that sort of stuff
yeah.
as well?
When I transcribe it in Otter, which is my
Yeah.
transcribing
Yeah.
tool, it
Okay, that's a good one.
we fix all that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
So,
put that down here. As
Otter.
Otter.
Otter.ai.
.ai for transcribing.
Annie uses that quite a lot too.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And that's something I haven't done on my website either. We've got, a lot of video on there, so that'd be, potentially the next step to boost your SEO. It's that they're always fighting. Like, I mean, you can see that. I mean, you can take a whole business. There's whole businesses that just created on Instagram, yeah. And I know that categorically. Like, they literally have a bare bones website and that's it. They put nothing into SEO except for everything on Instagram, yeah. And these are people who are selling hundreds of millions of dollars worth of product a year. So that's what I mean. You pick your platform. For us, this works. We generate a lot of new leads. It's a different industry for us. But they all still work really well, and you should still have a basic system in which to leverage advertising and marketing quickly and efficiently. Yeah.
Have you looked into word of mouth online at all?
I have. There's not a lot for us. As a sign company, we do obviously with the SEO company. They've got a few of their own websites to create the backlinks and boost rankings, and they're similar, pages that they have Melbourne based, and a lot of the SEO companies use those as well, but not us specifically on that platform.
Okay.
And my other tip about Google reviews is just leaving just as many as you want. So I'm very big at going and just surprising people with lovely Google reviews without them having even asked for them, and reciprocity works there well.
Yeah, and it does, and it's really important to get those reviews again, follow up, send out the initial request, and look, I think for me what worked really well was to ring the client, like you should be anyway after a good experience, like a good sale. Hey, just making sure you're happy with everything. Awesome. Whilst I've got you, do you mind if I send you a quick email? Or I'm going to send you an email just with a link to our Google review page. If you leave a review, that'd be awesome. So then you've got them there. We're at a point now where, all of we produce such exceptional work. Like, we know everyone's going to be happy with our stuff. Yeah. So I'm happy to send an email. Bigger projects, we definitely call, show them that love. And one other thing too is to reply. Google really rate that highly too. Okay. So very important that you reply to all your reviews.
Even to reply to I doubt you ever get them, but you should always reply to if you've had a negative one as well. And they say to just address it straight away. Like, let's say you got bad customer experience at a restaurant. You just say, we're really sorry that you experienced this. Something must have gone wrong, extremely wrong that night. Please give me a call directly on and we'll sort this out face to face or something like that. So they say just to address it straight away and acknowledge that you might have stuffed up. Yeah. But always just apologize and, don't get into arguments on social media.
Nah. And you've probably seen them yourselves. I always like to look at bad Google reviews, and you can see that the business getting very defensive. When you came in here, you wanted the world, and no one. You just there's a wrong and a right way to approach it, but definitely address it. But be honest. People love honesty. Yeah, people could say, look, we did a shit job. It's cool. Yeah, we did a shit job. Our mantra is to come and make it right. So if we tried to make it right and it didn't pan out, well, then you can't please everyone. But, and you could Google that too, like good and bad responses to, 1-star Google reviews.
Yeah. But and if you have had a bad one just from maybe, a nemesis or someone that was just being nasty or went to the wrong place, then just flood it with some more 5-star reviews.
Pushes it down.
You get pushed down.
It does. And just remember when you're talking to clients too, you might be having a bad day or they're not an ideal client. Just getting back to people and making sure that you're not, I always think, gee, they could leave a review. And it's not about doing something for nothing or going out of your way to avoid that, it's just like, all right, so get back to somebody. If you can't help them, let them know and be honest. And I think that's a big part of avoiding poor reviews, because you constantly see them, didn't get back to me, poor response, and then you see like a heap of other reviews, above it that are just fantastic. And that's just potentially the business owner going, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm too busy. Well, if you're out there like this and you're generating any sort of leads, you need to pre-qualify them, do it efficiently, have a system around that, and get back to them. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's as simple as that. Otherwise, they can leave poor reviews. Yeah. That sucks.
It's amazing.
And it's usually the bitter trolls that have nothing better to do in their lives and go out of their way to leave bad reviews for people.
Yeah. Exactly right. So
we got our first bad review on this site, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago?
Oh, we got our first troll. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I got him. Yeah.
I said, oh, we must be doing something right when you get your first troll.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bugger.
Was it you, Harsha?
What did they say?
Oh, they said all sorts of nasty things.
They were actually on the call, were they?
No, they were just making comments on the Facebook page, and it was just on a few different things, and so I just deleted them and blocked them.
Are we being the jaded business owner on the back foot?
Yeah.
Did anyone have any questions around this?
What's Magisto?
Right, so you probably won't like this, but this is something that I use as well, and it's a simple app for video. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So and I capture stuff. It's just quick. And I actually used to use this for my staff, and I probably should. After a big week, or over a month, we can produce, say 20 awesome signs, and I just take a bit of the photos are there, but just a bit of video.
Just makes your little compilation thing.
Yeah, and I used to select the skateboarding, like the Artie Cool version, make it 2 minutes long, put some music to it, and then I'd actually share it as a link to the staff and go, what an awesome month we've had, check it out. And some loved it. They couldn't believe it. They're like, do you produce these videos? And I'm like, no, just like, I just put in the pics and select the music and a little bit of video. And they're definitely not as high quality to be putting, well, for us on our website. Like, we've got professionally made videos. Jerry hasn't done them. This is before Jerry's time, but very artistic and cool and stuff like that, but very high quality. So Magisto is definitely like a project you've done. Take 10 photos, take a little bit of video footage, and it's amazing what it can do. And it just automatically chops it all up and does it and downloads it. And again, that's a great way to just post straight back in Buffer. Yeah, here we are. We can just go straight back in and share the Magisto link. You can upload them to YouTube as well. So yeah, and there's probably a few out there. I've just found this is probably the easiest to use. And you can go as hard or as, or as subtle as you like.
So it plays it off their own link. So it uploads it to their own.
Yeah, yep. Oh. So you'll link for us. We're in Google, so we'll link this to our Drive account, and then so it automatically does the video, puts it into. I think is it an MP4, Jerry? Yeah. MP4, and it's just simply there, and then you can just go in and obviously with Drive or OneDrive on the other side of the fence, you just copy and paste the link and presto.
Magisto.
Yeah. And it's not expensive, yeah? I think it was like $25 a month.
Yeah, there's a lot of these programs now.
Yeah.
There's heaps of them, yeah.
But yeah, there you go. So
$5.
Yeah, mate.
$10.
They'll get you in on this one though, because then you'll do $4.99. You can't do this and you can't do that.
And you get iStock as well.
Includes Vimeo Pro.
Yeah, this is new. So yeah, and they go that way of Vimeo. I don't like it.
Paid for Vimeo Pro for the year.
It's not YouTube, but they push you that way with Vimeo. Again, it's just another platform similar to YouTube. But I mean, for $9.99 a month, if you can pump out a video, and again, for staff, it's really, really cool because you sometimes you forget all the work that you do. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
So show them.
and it's got all these 3 million full HD stock video clips in. Well, there you go. I could get rid of my my Canva, and that's cheaper than Canva.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, did I say that? Sorry. It's just a Graham Kennedy. Sorry.
yeah. So, Ken, this is awesome again, and they've just got different themes. I just stuck to one, and I used a lot of hip hop music because I'm cool, you know.
Can we see a video that you've done?
Oh, yeah, I reckon. Would I have one on here? Oh, let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look. Oh, do you want? Well, I could show you this. Well, yeah, I don't know how this will come through.
Oh, so you did it on that?
Nah, this is a professional one.
Oh, okay.
But you can check out. I don't have any Magisto on the website. But Magisto can do sort of coolly stuff like this too.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
making me hungry. That's enough.
There's a bit of fancy brushwork.
Bit of touch up. Look at all those 3D things. Very cool.
Yeah. So depending on what you do, and Jerry's probably a big, supporter of this too. You know, you can do things in the factory and then get out on site, and that's where it all puts it together. And that's what we've done with our guy. Yeah. So there you go.
That's awesome, Luke.
So
where that is?
Wow.
Lone Star, yeah, that's in. I don't think they're around anymore, are they?
Yeah, but since they got that new signage.
I'm stoked. Yeah, head office calling. They're like,
I don't think Lone Star are around anymore, are they?
nah,
They
from
all, they all
Queensland.
became that other steak joint.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Not people.
They're not even open anymore. That Hog's Breath or something.
Hog's Breath, the pig
I think
pig.
they all became Hog's Breath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's cool. And the only last thing I'll say is with your website as well. Obviously, ours is a bit more fancy, but obviously having a plug-in here that pulls over the Google reviews. Google love this. WordPress probably the easiest platform, but these are current. They work well, and they'll just simply pull over Google reviews as they come through, so keep them fresh. And works really well. So this just adds weight to the brand. If someone's looking to buy, they're on the fence, what's the differentiator? Yeah. And this is, I'm telling you, we win a lot more business because they go, well, we just see that people love your work and, you're really passionate. And these are genuine reviews, like these reviews sell for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Was there any questions?
That's awesome. You for hire?
For hire, yeah. Okay,
come and do all our Googling for us.
I've got one related to that, but a bit more serious, Luke.
Yes.
I'm going to take a stab and say that what you've just been through in under an hour on its own is probably worth hundreds.
Yep.
However, if a business implemented it, it would be like tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worth thousands. You know what I mean? So massive direct value for everybody that does even some of that. Now, I guess what popped into my mind was, and especially for you, David, and Annie, we've been talking very basically about having an online event. Both of you might recall that we did an event last year. It was June last year.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that was a physical one. So we're now contemplating doing one online, and again, just a real value add, whether it's half day, all day, whatever.
Yep.
But I reckon, Luke, what you just went through, that on its own could be an entire workshop. So
yeah, cool.
My request to you is, are you prepared to either run a whole workshop, and I mean we can put it up with a ticket price, whatever. But
yep.
I'll run a whole workshop and perhaps headline an event where everybody gets a chance. So everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll start a conversation in the Facebook group. Let's all comment on that and see if we can get some legs. But great work.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely something I'd be interested in. I'm passionate about it too, and very much systems and process orientated. So yeah, thank you for your
And
kind words.
I work in this world every day, Luke, but I always learn something from you as well. Always.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. I'm that ground and pound, third generation Irish.
That's the thing.
Like,
but you are actually in the jungle using these tools, and you know what will help you survive and what will kill you. And that's the difference between you and so many consultants and trainers. So love it. Love the fact that you're using this stuff and you know exactly what it's worth. Brilliant.
Yeah. And
amazing.
And sometimes you can't see the value in doing all of this. And I know it seems like hard work. It did to me like a long time ago, but then it just becomes part of your ecosystem and it's what you do. And I'm not fancy, and I don't post every day like I should, but right now in this environment, where a lot of businesses are, going to the wall, which is so sad and unfortunate because it's not their fault. We're fortunate, but we've worked really hard that we are now surviving purely because of this work. And I can't explain to you how, like, the phone did not stop all day today, all day. Yeah. And that's fantastic, for us.
Brilliant.
I'm like, wow. So this stuff
Luke,
matters and it works.
Another idea.
Yeah.
Sorry, man, there's another idea. I wonder if, and again, I'll put some of this in a post, and please, everyone that's on this call, please just comment, and even if I don't care, it's fine. But I'd love to start really drawing the value out. I wonder if we could do a series. Like, you had 7 areas that you focused on? Like, you probably got more. What about if we do a series, like one a month, one a fortnight, and and actually hands-on. So episode 1 is create your Google page. You actually step by step take people through it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yep.
I reckon that would be awesome.
Can I just warn everyone, if you want to set up your Google page with an address, you need to do it now because it takes about 6 weeks to get your postcard from Google at the moment. To
verify. That's right. I forgot
your address
about that.
doesn't get verified until you get the postcard. So it's very annoying if you're moving premises as well. So with my client, we couldn't verify his move for 6 weeks. So annoying.
Yeah.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Sure.
I work from home, so I don't really want people to know my address.
Yeah.
You don't have to put an address.
No.
Annie.
Yes.
Annie, if you have an idea of where you want people to think you're placed, then like for instance, if you said Richmond, just give my address and I'll get the postcode and give it to you. You know what I mean? So just think about it that way if you want to have an address.
If you've got someone that can take the mail for you, but you've got to physically get that postcard. And there is a way, I'm not sure how to do it. You can get it sent to your address, but then later on, apparently you can move the street. You can take the street number off, but I haven't actually got it to work myself, but apparently it can happen.
I'm sorry, I just don't really understand this maybe. What's the postcard?
You get a postcard to verify your address because Google My Business is all about where is this physical business. So it is more designed for your brick and mortar businesses. But like, let's say you had a serviced office somewhere that might take your mail. You could say that your address was at, Burwood Highway or something or other. But they have to actually, there's ways to verify it over the phone, but it's almost impossible to get this in.
Is a PO box? Is a PO box okay?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think there might be a way to just put in the suburb as well. Like if you are, if you work from home, etc. So if you maybe just explore that, a bit more. But it's more about they want genuine people on Google, and that's how they build this. That people, you can't just set up an account and be Joe Blogs and, just shit can the opposition and everyone around you. They really make it so, it's a community of people being genuine and they're verified. So, but that may be a good starting point, Annie. Like, I mean, as Al said, I can do it just to start to finish in how to set it up in its basic form. And we go through, we cover off on people that work from home and don't want to share their physical address. I think that's really valid. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'd
know,
love to come to this workshop, because for me, anything to do with technology is, I'm just like,
yeah, I was the same, and I just
overwhelming.
Yeah, and they really make it easy for you now. They never used to have like this stuff here with the share your reviews. I did a whole 6-minute video 2 years ago on how to find this goddamn link to put in an email that people could just click on and go to my review page, because the URLs had changed, and I was going, this is crazy. And then I thought, hang on, like this is a whole business here, like teaching people how to get 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
I got
And
too
Luke,
busy.
what I do is I create a bit.ly for everything in my life. So
yeah, cool.
every little thing like that, I would call NQV Google review or something like that. So I've got one for Alistair, and it's bit.ly/book with Alistair. And so that always just goes to his booking page, which is broken on his website. So don't go to that.
Yeah, sorry. Thanks for the reminder, Jerry. I got to fix that one day.
Fix it sooner rather than later, please.
But it's
There's
all
a bit of
within
a
our
recluse
realm.
in the pandemic. Doesn't want too many bookings.
No,
sorry,
but
Luke.
again, David, you'd leverage off this. You can get bookings from here. You know what I mean? You can really.
Yeah. We get quite a lot of stuff from Google, except a lot of our stuff that's connected to Google from our Womo page. So,
yeah, awesome. I suppose that would work too. Yeah, like it sort of supercharges the SEO.
Do you want to pull it up and have a look if it comes up? I don't even know what'll come up on your screen.
What have we got?
Emphasis hair. EMPHASIS.
Oh, yes. Am I there? Hair. It should come up. This is a power of Google. If I spell it right, wrong. We here?
No, third one down.
The one on the right, though.
Oh, the one on the right. Yeah, that's it. But it's got our old logo. So I actually looked at it tonight for the first time in a long time. We changed our logo about 5 years ago. So I should update that, I think.
So so you don't have a website attached to your business listing?
No.
All right. That's the first thing you're going to do, yeah?
Yep.
You just go in there, into this page, click on website.
Yep.
Oh, not this one. You be in your info, sorry.
No, we could change it. We could change it in yours just to mine. I'll give you the HTTP.
Yeah. There you go. So just go down the bottom and add in your website.
Yep, number one.
That way you could do that tonight.
Yeah, I will.
What if you don't have a website?
Luke, you should have that link to your S, by the way. HTTP.
So, Annie, what Luke was talking about was
take that offline. Very, very.
You can create a website using the Google system. A simple one.
Yeah. Yep.
You can create it. What Luke was saying is you can actually create a little page on here, and it will already just come up.
Yeah, and
awesome.
And I've just put posts in here. So this is Google just actually putting it together for me. Yeah. And I mean it's so simple, Annie. I actually use this, and I'll show you this little one just because where are we? All right. So we use a company intranet. So this allows us to, this is anything and everything you want to know. Daily routines, production, everything. Yeah.
Is this the Google one?
It is. It's Google based. Yeah. So this is a Google website. So it's exactly the same thing as what we're doing here. Yeah. But I've built out like a whole intranet. Now you can just build it out and you don't have to share it. It's literally one click, private and then public once you're happy with it. And the beauty of this is, I mean, it's the search feature. I use this intranet to just go delivery, right? So if a staff member wants to know how to deliver something, you're leveraging off the search engine of Google. Like it just all comes up. You know, how do we check off purchase orders, shipping goods? So this is our complete internal intranet for the company. So again, this is just next level stuff, but it's still Google. And to actually create these pages and link everything is so easy. Like it's just like working in Word. You know what I mean? You put your images in there. I've got how-to videos.
That's Google Sites. Is that what you're using?
Google Sites, yeah. So it's exactly.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Exactly what this is.
Yeah.
Cool.
So just on that HTTPS, Luke, just so you know, and Alistair might be able to explain this better, that Google's getting pickier and pickier with everything having to link to the S, right? So
Okay.
I saw a fault on.
Oh, so if you don't have SSL, you get smashed now.
Oh no, we do. We've always had SSL.
Like even like a link like this, make sure that you're always putting the S in the link. So I went to a customer's landing page the other day, and the landing page people sent it to me as HTTP, and it kept coming up with this SSL error. I'm like, what's going on? And Ben just goes, just type in, put the S in the address bar, and it just fixed it. So it
where do you put it?
HTTPS. It was just, they hadn't put the S when they sent the link to me. So it's just really important that you just get in the habit of always just typing that in now where you go, because if your Chrome or something doesn't pick that up, it will say, oh, there's a security error. And this was happening with a friend of mine, her website, and she goes, no, I've got SSL. And we figured out there was even, on WordPress, you link your images can be linked to an address.
So
it was just
there's a setting
weren't linked properly.
Okay.
There's a setting in cPanel, which you can flick, which says make all pages SSL. So I think it's cPanel or WordPress somewhere. So, well, this is critical. So everybody knows we've got spammers and phishers all over the internet.
Yep.
So what SSL does, and I won't give the long lesson, but what SSL does is guarantee whose site it is.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
and they rank it. Google rate it for sure.
Yeah. So it enhances the authenticity of the site that you're at.
Yep.
For the user. So it enhances usability, and that's what Google's all about. It is all about valid content and usable content.
Yep. And that's well said. And I think that's the benefit of using a professional too when you're building a website.
Yeah.
That's important, but little things like that are good too. So I'd be more than happy to expand on this whole process, because the more that we dig into it, obviously I've created an intranet for our company, which is next level, but it's still within the Google ecosystem. Now, lots of people can benefit off that. My theory is if it's got to be done more than 2 times, in a month, it's a repeatable process. It either needs a document or a video. I mean, I've got how-to videos on basically everything. People go, what about this? Link. So I'm just plugging people in, and you look at it as you're the cylindrical, the wealth of information. Yeah, you're there right in the middle of your business, and then you're just plugging people into where they need to be and go at any point in time.
I have a saying.
I've got an idea for your business, Luke.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah, go. Al.
Oh, so Luke, I was just going to say, Luke, on Thursday, I've got an idea for your business just based on what you just said. So let's talk about it Thursday.
We'll take it offline.
Thanks, Jerry.
Awesome. Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I have a saying in my house that is, what if I got hit by a bus tomorrow? So it's like, it's the same thing in your business, What if you got hit by a bus tomorrow and, you lived, but you're in hospital for a few days?
Yeah.
But how would everything keep running without you there? So my daughter's just standing here looking at me, shaking her head.
Tell her you've got a family intranet, and it's as extensive as LF Sign Group. Look, it's got a welcome page and everything. But very important, that this stuff, can build out in regards to education around putting things in place that will, cover you off if you've been hit by a bus. Yeah.
Speaking of being hit by a bus, it's 9:15 and I'm about to be hit by a bus.
Yes.
On that note,
hit by the sleep bus. We've gone
thank you all.
way over time. It's always David's fault when we go over time. He asks too many questions.
All right. I'll stop sharing my screen.
And speaking of Google reviews, I'll pop on over to yours right now, David, and leave my 5-star review for my hair.
Thank you. Ooh. I appreciate that. Luke, you want to leave me one as well?
Yeah.
We haven't done my hair, mate. Hey, it's genuine reviews. All right, we're all rock stars here.
Alistair shaved all his off too, David. So
has
he can come for the head shining service or something.
Can I just say something to Alistair? I hope that everything went all right today, mate. And
thank you. Yes.
I had my thoughts with you. So
For all those wondering, it was my uncle's funeral today.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
was it,
I
mate?
didn't know that.
Oh,
Oh!
sorry to hear about that.
look at his head. Holy shit!
Who's that?
This was
Who's
me
that
8 years
beautiful
ago.
man?
I
This was me
remember.
8 years ago, David.
I remember. Oh my god!
Yeah. So I should take a photo when I leave a review.
Sure, so should I.
Alistair, you had such beautiful silvery locks. You could have donated to all the wig people. David
No,
would collect
Thank you.
it wasn't enough. It was not enough.
I think that was the
You're very
problem.
honest, David.
I was just getting the salt and pepper. I was just becoming so much of a hunk. I thought, nah, time to destroy that image.
Yeah,
The
Harsh has
grey
got more than all of us now,
Yeah.
Mm.
and it's all on his face.
Mm.
Love it.
All
Wow.
right, fabulous.
See?
Another.
Adios,
Yeah, he
amigos.
looks good. He's a good looking man too. I like that beard.
He's a good-looking man. I like it.
Thank
Man,
you.
it is
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Luke. That was really
Luke.
awesome. Thanks, guys, for putting this on. This was really amazing. And I look
Brilliant.
forward to the workshop.
Awesome.
I really am.
I will post. I will post on Facebook tonight. With should I use a poll? A little poll of some ideas, and let's respond.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Much
Awesome.
Bye,
appreciated.
everybody.
We look forward to
Have a great night.
Thank
seeing
you, Luke.
everyone
Amazing.
You're welcome.
next
Bye.
Monday night.
Night, night.
We don't know what the topic is yet,
Bye.
but we'll come up with something during the week.
Maybe 12 shocking secrets of how to be awesome.
Maybe we'll just go further.
Ooh.
And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 here. Is there anyone else? Yeah. 7 awesomeness.
7.
I like
See
that
you
rock
guys.
star backdrop, Luke.